Hi, Michelle. Thank you for doing the video with us today.
Oh, hi. It's good.
Well, why don't we start with just, you sharing what surgery you had and how long ago?
I had the gastric bypass in November of 2018. I chose the gastric bypass because I have stomach issues before surgery. I have gastritis and I had esophagitis and Barrett's from extreme acid reflux. So the other surgeries were not doable for me because from what I have seen on the support group, people get extreme can get extreme acid reflux from it.
And so with getting choosing the gastric bypass, the all the issues that you're talking about, was all of that resolved from surgery?
I still have gastritis. I don't think that will ever go away. But last time I had to have a biopsy of my throat, the doctor said he didn't see the Barrett's anymore. So I still have to get checked. But that's a can be a lifetime thing anyway. And I already had it pre-surgery.
And now being 4+ years out, do you look back and wish you chose a different surgery, or are you happy with your choice?
Oh, absolutely not. The I have gained some weight. Um, After about a year and a half, I started gaining weight, about 10 pounds a year, which I'm ashamed to say. It's my fault. I have a sugar addiction, and although because of gastric bypass, sugar makes me sick, I just eat a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. So it's gradually adding weight back on. So I'm going to have to knuckle down and stop that, but I am still extremely happy with where I am. I can do so much more and I'm a lot healthier. So,
So, well, there's a couple of things that I think you just brought up that I think are really important for people to hear. So did you, with gastric bypass, a lot of patients get the dumping syndrome, so where you get really sick from sugar. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how did you experience the dumping syndrome?
um, uh, for the first year, I stuck with the diet great, and I did everything right. I lost 101 pounds initially. I purposely gained back 10 pounds because I felt too thin, so I worked on that, which I think only set me back into the bad cycle I live now. But that wasn't the best idea. But about a year out, I went to Dairy Queen with a friend and I got a mini blizzard. I mean, they're this big. I ate half of it. And we were at Dairy Queen, and I said, she rode with me. I had to take her home, and I went home and laid in bed and moaned and rocked myself for like 3 hours. It was horrible, horrible. But I did get a bunch of the things from bypass that are the bad part, considered the bad part. I'm now lactose intolerant. Although it's weird, I can eat cheese, but not milk at all, not ice cream. Ice cream makes me sick. So the dumping was from the sugar and the ice cream when I got sick from Dairy Queen, because I can't eat either
Right,
thing.
right.
So, but the lactose thing doesn't bother me so much. I eat a lot of cheese, but the sugar, if I eat more than like I two little chocolates, I get sick. And mostly I've learned, so I stop and I get nauseous. It lasts for about a half an hour and then I'm okay.
Okay. So you mentioned though that you've learned like how much you can eat without getting sick, and then you wait a little bit of time and you can eat a little bit more and a little bit more.
Yes.
So like what would you want to say to other people that struggle with sugar when looking at gastric bypass versus the other surgeries? Like what would you want to share, like now knowing what you know now, being going through it?
Um, find healthier choices than finding a way to cheat. Berries are very sweet, but yet very low in carbs.
Right.
You could eat strawberries and they don't even practically don't even count, because they are so low carb. And
Right,
people don't realize that. People think, oh, watermelon. No, watermelon's high sugar, grapes, high sugar, you know. And
right,
I think also one of the biggest helps I got from this whole thing was the support group online.
right.
When I started the process, you told me about the support group online. So I started it while I was going through all my uh, insurance checkpoints, going to all the appointments and everything. And so I listened, read, and for a long time afterwards, I would go on and I would help people. I'm so busy now, I don't go on there very often, but I learned so much from that, just so you know what to expect. And everybody's journey is different,
Right.
because like I can no longer eat pork. It makes me throw up, or I don't can't really throw up because I don't have a stomach much, but I feel like I tell everybody it's like a baby bird, like a mama feeding a baby bird. It just a little bit comes in my mouth, but I can't eat pork. Also, if you in the beginning, it's super super hard to eat slow. You're just not used to that, and you have to chew your food so well. And I made myself sick doing that. And even now, almost 5 years out, if I let myself get hungry, I'll go and I'll take 3 bites and I eat it. So, and then I have to wait a half an hour before I can eat my food because I just stopped it up, you know?
Right. Oh, so you're saying like don't you want wait for your meals because you would eat before your actual meal and then you wouldn't be able to eat your whole amount? Is that what you're saying?
I would take 3 bites and eat them so fast that I didn't chew them right.
Right.
And they would just stick. And then, and that's, and like at first I couldn't eat eggs, which I can eat eggs now, but at first for a long time I couldn't eat eggs because they felt like, when you eat too fast and it feels like the food is stuck.
Yeah.
That's what eggs used to do to me. But I can eat them now. But there's so much in the beginning that is difficult, and that's why I think the the support group is really good, because there's so many different people. Now you do have to be careful because there's people on there that tell you, oh, you can do this. I do it all the time. Like there's people that say they drink soda. I don't drink soda.
Right.
I was dying of thirst just last week. It was funny. And I took 3 swallows because I was out of a soda, and I burped for 2 minutes straight. I couldn't, I mean, it was just, and my husband was just looking at me because how was that much air come out? But yeah, I don't drink soda. It's not good for you. And why go through this? That's
Yeah.
why I'm mad at myself for the weight gain. Why go through all this and then just do it to myself again?
Now, you said you lost 101 pounds and then how much weight have you gained back?
Well, I want my weight to be 145 is what I want it to be, and
Uh-huh.
I'm at 169 right now.
Okay.
So 25 pounds. I need to lose 25 pounds.
Okay. And mainly it's from the fact that you brought sugar. It sounds like,
I'm sure that's what it has to be. That's why I was big to begin with. I know that I have an addiction to sugar, and maybe there's a way to deal with that, but I don't know how.
and looking at like from what you were before you had surgery, like why don't you share a little bit about like the best benefits, like the non-scale victories that you have experienced?
So before surgery, I mean, I'm not a young person. I'm getting older, I'll be 60 this year. But it was I tried diets and they didn't work for me. And then it got to the point, as you get older, it's harder on your knees, and all that weight is harder on your knees and everything. And so like getting something out of the cupboard and having to sit on the floor because I can't squat and I couldn't get down in there. So I had to sit on the floor, then I have to crawl to the edge of the counter to get back up, and doing things with my family. I have 6 children. They're all adults now, but with my grandchildren, we like to go do things, and they're more outdoorsy. And although I'm not outdoorsy, I love my family. So I will do whatever they want to do. I'll go camping with them. I'll go hiking with them. They have to keep up with me now. And I couldn't keep up with them before, you know? So, clothes, I do wear 3/4 sleeves because I don't like the way my arms look because, there's no exercise for your skin. It does not shrink when you stretch it out that bad. But but I have had lots of people tell me they can't tell I've even had the surgery, which is a compliment in itself. Um I I enjoy doing things now, and before all I did was sit at home. And I have so much energy that that I used to think, how can you get all this done? I'm doing 3 times as much now and still accomplishing it. I watch my grandchildren in the day. I work a graveyard shift, which I was a stay-at-home mom my whole life. I didn't work. And
Mhm.
now I work a graveyard. It's a part-time job, but it's an extremely physical job. I load big rigs and it's not with people think it's with a vehicle thing. I can't think of the name of it, but no, it comes down a chute and I pick it up a box at a time and I build a wall and then I build a wall until the whole truck is full. So it's very physical. So I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have done that. But I got the job for the premium insurance they have. And being older, I need that. I want to retire from there so I can keep this insurance. And
Mhm.
I couldn't have done that before. It wouldn't have been possible. You
And
know,
will,
um, at
I'm sorry, go ahead.
at first, I have to say that's one thing I've noticed on the support group. A lot of people talk about it. People tell you you've lost too much weight. Well, that is one thing I've talked to people about on the site, and I think people need to know that when you first lose weight, it takes a minute for your body and your skin to catch back up. And so for the first year, I personally felt like I looked a little sickly, but I don't think I look sickly now. And and it takes a lot to get used to. I mean, I kept buying clothes that was too big. Even though my clothes were too big, I'm like, no way I wear that size. And I kept buying new underwear and they were still too big. And so it took me over a year just to get used to my own body. And so I think people need to give themselves that too. They have to know that there's going to be some big changes. You will have saggy skin, but saggy skin is better than full of fat skin, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and your skin looks funny and it takes a minute to adjust and your hair falls out, but it grows back. I mean, it's a lot. The first year is a lot. It is a lot. And that's why I think the support group is super important.
I think that's, and I like what you're saying, that transition of giving yourself grace, right? Like you said, your body's going to level out over time, whether it be your skin, whether it be your hair. Now, as far as your diet, like what would you say that first year, what would you say are the hardest things, or the hardest things that you had to do, either behavior change wise or diet wise?
Um, I think eating slow, chewing your food very well, and drinking enough water. I don't drink enough. I have an issue with that. And I found the best way for me is is I pick up my bottle of water and I hold it until it's gone. If you pick it up, take a couple sips because you can only take a couple sips at first. And even now, it's funny, but I still do. I count how many swallows I take because right now, I can only take 7 swallows. So I take 7 swallows, then I hold the drink, and then I wait for it to go down. It only takes a couple minutes. Then I take 7 swallows, and then I wait. Same with my protein shakes. I still drink one protein shake a day, and it takes me 3 times to get the shake down because I have to take the protein shake's thicker, so I only take 6 swallows.
Right.
But if I take more, I can literally feel it up here. So I have to, and I have accidentally done too much, and then I end up having to spit up, and
Right.
that's not fun either.
Yeah.
You
I like that. I like that idea. I don't know if I've ever heard that. So being mindful of how many sips you can do without getting sick. I think
Yeah,
that's great because as time goes on, obviously you started off with one little baby sip and now 5 years out you can do 7 sips without throwing up. So I think that's really good advice. Well, so with you're talking about the protein shakes, and even though you've gained some weight back, you've still been very, very successful with surgery. And so like if you were to share like your key traits, like the eating patterns you have, or the behavior habits that you have that have allowed you to be successful, like what would you say those core traits are?
Um, the first thing I do in the morning is I drink my protein shake. That's my breakfast. Then I wait to eat. Um, and make sure you get your protein before you add the other stuff on. Initially that's all you eat is just the meats and cheeses and stuff like that. But after a while you add in vegetables and fruit and stuff. Um, I what my problem is that I eat out of boredom, I think. So I have stuff while I'm sitting there that I snack on, and I've chose the wrong things. I'm working on changing that to more keto friendly, which works close
Mhm.
with what we're supposed to do. And you can buy some keto snacks, but try to eat less meals. The problem is in the beginning, I could eat so little. I ended up getting a constriction at the bottom of my stomach. So
Mhm.
I could eat so little that I had to eat like 6, 7 times a day. And then once the constriction was fixed, I was in the habit of eating 6, 7 times a day. And also I think that I miss having, like, when you have a meal before surgery, you get to have this and this and this and this. Well, now I can have 3 or 4 different things, but I can only have 2 bites of each of those 3 or 4 things. And I want to have a variety of food. I do still want that. So I try what I do now is, if we go out to dinner, I pick something that's savable and I make 3 meals out of it. One dinner is 3 meals.
Love it.
So that's what I do. Like we like to go to this one Mexican restaurant, and I just make it into 3 meals. I love poke bowl. It's sushi in a bowl.
Uh-huh.
So I eat that. That's if I go get a poke bowl, that's all I eat all day, because it takes me all day to eat that. And that's not bad for me, although I do use rice now. I
Which
eat
is,
rice.
yeah. Which once you're in stage five, rice is okay. But like you said, I mean, you're getting your protein shake in first thing in the morning. And then I think one of the biggest things between like the sweets, and I think what I hear you saying is one of the key traits is really be careful not to be a grazer, because that could get you into like if you just eat a little, eat a little, eat a little, that
Yes.
you could end up eating a lot by the end of the day. So I think, it's important to just eat your meals and not kind of nitpick throughout the day, right?
Right. And in the beginning, I used the app, the Berrytastic app,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
used that for, I don't know, a year and a half, and then I slacked off on that, and I think that's probably a mistake too. Once I knew that I was having a problem, because you don't realize how much you're eating. You just don't. If you're snacking all day long, you don't realize. I mean, I never went back to eating stuff like Cheetos and things like that. I don't eat those because, to me, now they actually taste gross. I no longer like pasta. I eat zucchini noodles. I bought a zoodle maker. I love spaghetti. It's one of my favorite foods, but I don't like it on pasta. I eat it on zucchini. And it's funny because my husband has always hated pasta,
Yeah.
and he thought it was gross. And then about 2 years after my surgery, he tried the zucchini lasagna I made. He loves it. He eats zucchini spaghetti. He loves it. And to me, it tastes way better than pasta. Because we have to chew so much, pasta turns into a glutinous blah, because all the flavor goes out by then. And yeah, I don't like pasta. It's weird.
So it kind of helped you with that too, then.
Yes, because I was a pasta freak. Now bread, I still love bread, but I can only eat a little bit of it. It fills you up.
Mhm.
It fills you up fast. Can't even eat like a real whole biscuit. I can maybe with spaghetti eat a small piece of garlic bread, you know.
No, if you like, so people that are considering bariatric surgery, but they're on the fence, or just now kind of going through it, like, is there anything you'd like to share or say, or wish you had have known? before surgery?
I wish I had done it much younger, but I I mean, there's a lot of things that happen, like I said, during the first year that make it very difficult. But once you're past that, if you stick with it, which I like I said, I've gained some weight, but I'm still doing good, and
Mhm.
I'm going to work on it. Um, I actually just bought a bunch of vegetables to make a soup so that's all I'm going to eat this week. I just bought it last Friday, and I'm going to make a soup this weekend, and so I can try and lose some weight, but because it's vegetable soup, you can eat as much as you want. It's not really going to hurt you at all weight wise. But don't don't let the fear. The surgery wasn't that bad. I mean, it's painful. I think I took pain meds for 4 days, and then I was fine. I did have an issue with, I guess it's me, but I scar super fast and hard. So a couple weeks after the surgery, I was in bed for almost 2 weeks because the pain was so bad because I couldn't move. It felt like it was tearing in there. But
Mhm.
then it just went away. It came overnight and went away overnight. And it was just scarring, which also caused the other thing that I had, the constriction at the bottom of my stomach. It caused it to tighten so much that food wasn't getting through there, and they just had to balloon it open. But I mean, as long as you talk to the doctors, they're going to help you through it. They A lot of people don't realize it, like on the support group. What do I do? What do I do? Go And people say go to the emergency room. Just call the office. They have a doctor on call.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, nights, weekends. The doctor will call you back in the middle of the night. I mean, felt bad bugging him, but when I had issues, you
Mhm.
know, you know, chewing your food and drinking your water is like really important. I damaged myself last year by eating a bagel. Dumb. Because I had to go to work and I hadn't eaten, and so I wanted to eat something real quick, and I ate it so fast that it stuck in my stomach and turned into a ball in my stomach, and I ended up in the hospital because it caused a blockage. But that was my fault. And you learn. I pretty much don't eat bagels anymore.
You get that like negative, and then you're like, no, no
I
more.
don't. Yeah, I don't eat pork anymore because who wants to throw up? I do eat sausage, so I guess I can eat some pork, but I figure maybe because it's ground,
Uh-huh.
I eat it.
Hmm. Yeah.
But and a lot of people, some people say they can't eat chicken, and at first chicken was kind of dry. Takes a minute, but after a year, you can start adding other foods back in that you had a problem with in the very beginning. Like I said, I eat eggs now,
Right.
but I think that the benefits far outweigh the problems. You have problems when you're big. You can't do so many things, and you have health issues. Your knees go bad, your hips go bad, your heart goes bad. I mean, there's so much that goes wrong, and I'm very healthy now.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing, like all the stuff that you're doing. I mean, it's just like totally puts a smile on my face when you were listing all those things and you said you're running circles around your kids and stuff, which is great. Oh my gosh. So I'm hearing no regrets. You're super happy with the outcome
oh
and
yes, yes, I am happy. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I had told them to shorten my intestines so I could still eat the sugar, but that's the addicting thing in me. That's my issue. You know what I mean? I
right.
need to stop with the sugar. And like I said, just recently I bought a bunch of keto stuff from Costco, and
Okay.
it's mostly nuts with a little bit of sweetness to it, so it satisfies my sweet, but it's not. It's got protein, and it's not a super bad. It's
Right. Well, and I think it's really, I love that you're sharing and just being real. Like surgery is a tool. It's been a great tool for you, but you still, I always tell patients surgery's in your stomach, not in your head. So that desire, that mental craving for sugar is still there. And surgery doesn't fix that. So,
right.
and I love that you're sharing. I love that you're sharing about that. So patients or people considering surgery understand it is a great tool, but it's not going to do everything.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, anything else, like anything else you'd like to share today?
I can't think of anything right now.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I appreciate you doing the interview with me today.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.